In the summer of 1941, Nazi Germany launched a massive invasion of the Soviet Union, opening one of the largest fronts in history. The Eastern Front became a deadly corridor where millions of soldiers clashed. It was not just a military conflict, it was a battle of ideologies and survival. Hitler's Operation Barbarossa began with rapid and brutal advances into Soviet territory. German tanks, supported by air power, pushed deep into the USSR. As Soviet forces retreated, cities burned, and civilians suffered devastating losses. Located on the Volga River, Stalingrad was critically important due to its name and geography. Its proximity to oil fields and vital rail lines made it a prime target for Hitler. For Stalin, it was a city that could not be lost, for its symbolism and its position. In August 1942, the Luftwaffe unleashed relentless bombing over Stalingrad. The city was engulfed in flames for days. Neighborhoods vanished, and civilians were buried under rubble. But instead of crushing resistance, the destruction ignited defiance. The Red Army turned every corner of the city into a fortress. Trenches were dug among ruins, and factories became bunkers. Soviet soldiers held every block with fierce determination. Every inch was contested. Women, teenagers, the elderly, everyone joined the defense. Volunteer brigades formed. Some made Molotov cocktails, others carried the wounded. Stalingrad became more than a battlefield. It became a people's war. Civilians lived in sewers and basements to escape the bombs. Improvised underground shelters offered limited protection. Hunger, thirst, and disease were as deadly as bullets. But solidarity kept many alive. General Vasily Chuikov placed his headquarters dangerously close to the front lines, forcing the Germans into close-quarters combat. His strategy neutralized Germany's technological edge and empowered Soviet street-level resistance. The Volga River became Stalingrad's lifeline. At night, small boats crossed under enemy fire to deliver food, weapons, and reinforcements. Despite enormous risk, these runs kept the city from collapsing. Destroyed buildings were transformed into defensive positions. Soviet troops fought from room to room, floor to floor. Walls were pocked with bullet holes. Staircases turned into battlegrounds. The city became a fortress of rubble. Sergeant Yakov Pavlov and his men defended one apartment building for nearly a month. Pavlov's house became a legend, a symbol of how a small unit could hold off a massive force with courage and willpower. The Germans tried to take the city block by block, but Soviet resistance met them at every corner. Progress was painfully slow and deadly. Every meter gained came at a high cost. The war raged beneath the streets as well. Sewers and tunnels became hiding spots, ambush routes, and battlegrounds. Silent, deadly encounters unfolded below ground in pitch-black darkness. With winter's arrival, a new enemy emerged. Sub-zero temperatures, food shortages, and disease gripped both armies. But Soviet forces were better prepared. German morale and health began to falter. Soviet sniper Vasily Zaitsev killed over 200 German soldiers amidst the rubble. His heroics boosted Soviet morale. The Germans were so threatened that they sent an elite sniper to eliminate him. The Soviets employed brutal urban tactics: tunnels, ambushes, sudden raids. Defend by day, attack by night became their motto. German forces were caught in a relentless rhythm of attrition. Zaitsev faced off with the German sniper in a deadly duel lasting several days. Each man stalked the other in silence, waiting for a fatal mistake. Zaitsev emerged victorious, solidifying his legendary status. By January 1943, the city was a frozen hellscape. German troops suffered from starvation, frostbite, and despair. Soviet forces steadily tightened the noose, pressing in from all sides. With Operation Uranus, the Red Army encircled the 6th German Army. Ammunition and hope ran low. As the Soviets reclaimed street after street, German lines crumbled. More than 2 million people were killed, wounded, or captured during the battle. The Soviet victory shattered the myth of German invincibility in the East. Stalingrad became the turning point of the war. On February 2, 1943, General Friedrich Paulus surrendered. Hitler had forbidden retreat, abandoning his forces. Paulus became the first German field marshal to be captured alive, along with thousands of soldiers. Today, in modern-day Volgograd, the Motherland Call statue and museums commemorate the sacrifice. Stalingrad remains a lasting symbol of resistance, endurance, and the people's unbreakable will.
Subscribe for more forgotten battles.